the first artwork in my exhibit is titled Waves of Innocence, and this is done in two different frames to emphasize the contrast between the little girl and the mother, and how they react to danger, which is the big wave. And the main character in this artwork is actually the little girl, who is facing the other direction compared to the danger, and this shows the little girl's ignorance and innocence towards danger that is approaching her. As we can see that she's still playing with her sand castle despite the waves coming towards her. Well, in here we can see the mother's panicking expression approaching the little girl, and this shows the difference between a child and an adult in reacting to danger. So for this artwork, I use watercolor and I use the wet on wet technique to create a wash effect, and this way it can represent of the vague understanding of danger in the eyes of a little girl, which shows childhood innocence. Is my second artwork, which is a digital painting, and it's titled How Do We Get There? And compared to my first artwork, this shows how I transitioned from childhood innocence to teenage years when I begin to have more uncertainties, like how I have to decide on my future university, which I relate the most, which I really relate because I'm in grade 12, and this type of books represent knowledge and academic achievement in high school, as it is essential to decide our future university. And on top of it is a piggy bank, a transparent piggy bank with money in US dollar because it shows the international currency. And this whole object shows the financial capability of a student, which is also essential aside from academic achievement in pursuing a good education. And here the stairs, there are different heights of the stairs which represent different opportunities in academic achievement and financial capability. And some people are smarter than others, and some people are also more financially stronger than others. And this contributes to their final decision, which is their dream university. So for digital painting, I focus on using layers and changing the opacity to create a more realistic effect. So the third artwork in my exhibit is titled Encounter, which is an oil painting on canvas. And from the second one, this talks mainly about adulthood, about culture shock when we meet new people who have different cultures. So here the flowers represent the differences in culture, and the girl's first encounter to the differences in culture. And I chose flowers because one flower can be interpreted differently in different cultures. For example, one type of flower can be interpreted as love, but the same type of flower can also be interpreted as for funerals. So the feathers here represent freedom, when one finally gets their freedom in adulthood, in meeting new people and travel to different places of different cultures. So from this artwork, it personally relates a lot to me because as an introvert, I tend to be afraid to meet new people from different cultures because I fear of getting misunderstood. But from this artwork, the message I'm trying to deliver to the audience is to embrace culture shock and view it in a more positive light rather than being afraid of uncertainty, because it's an opportunity for us to grow and gain new experiences by experiencing many cultures. So the next artwork in my exhibit is titled Community and Diversity, which is an acrylic painting on wood to depict nature. So this artwork talks about uncertainties that happen in global scale, which happens in nature, and it's hard to predict. So I specifically dedicate this artwork to the current pandemic that happened so suddenly, yet it has a huge impact on our lives and how we live our lives in a daily basis. So the message I'm trying to deliver from this painting is on how we should work hand in hand as a society and as the whole world to fight these uncertainties. So here I represent us as nations. So the banyan tree is inspired by Indonesia's third symbol in the Pancasila, which actually stands for Unity of Indonesia. And these roots and tendrils on the trees represent the variety of cultures in Indonesia, and hence I want to apply the same concept in a more global scale to show how all of us are working together, although we're all from different races, different cultures, and different places. And here, down here, there's roots and going towards the water, and water here symbolizes hope because the tree needs water to live. And although it's far away, I want to imply that there's always hope, even though it might not be really close to us. And here, the fireballs represent the COVID virus, which happened so suddenly and attacking the tree, which is us as nation. So the message I'm trying to deliver from the whole artwork is on how, despite uncertainties coming beyond our control, hope will always be there as long as we work hand in hand to solve the issue. Finally, my last exhibit is an installation of origami paper cranes, which is the centerpiece of my whole exhibition. And from my whole exhibition, I directed the paper cranes towards the way I want the audience to view my artwork. And finally, it leads to this last piece. And in this artwork, I tried to depict how our uncertainties grow with age. As we get older, we begin to lose hope and start to have more uncertainties. And then the paper cranes itself symbolizes hope. And the colorful paper cranes describe our childhood when we were all so innocent and we were not afraid to dream big, even though it's way far from reality. However, as we get older and we gain more experiences and experience failures, we start to lose hope and we begin to limit ourselves to dream less. And this is described and shown through the black paper cranes. And down here, the fallen paper cranes describe how throughout the years when we have big dreams, there are times when our hopes are shattered as it doesn't go according to our plan.